Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village between green hills and meadows, there lived a young shepherd boy. Every morning, as the golden sun rose above the horizon, the boy would lead his fluffy white sheep up the hill. The villagers trusted him with this important task, for the sheep provided wool and milk for the community. From his spot on the grassy hill, the boy could see the entire village below with its cozy little cottages. Gentle smoke rising from the rooftops made everything look warm and peaceful under the soft morning light. At first, the boy felt very proud of his responsibility. He sat beneath the old oak tree watching his sheep. His sheep grazed peacefully on the green grass while beautiful butterflies danced among colorful wildflowers. The warm breeze carried distant sounds of village life, and everything seemed perfect in his corner of the world. But as days turned into weeks, the shepherd boy began to feel something that he had never expected before. Boredom crept into his heart like a slow, dark shadow. The endless green meadow felt like a prison of grass. The sheep did nothing but eat and sleep all day long, offering no conversation or any entertainment at all. The boy would count clouds, chase grasshoppers, and make up songs, but nothing could fill the empty hours. He longed for adventure, for excitement, for something unexpected and thrilling to happen in his boring life. He watched birds fly freely across the bright blue sky and wished he could escape his lonely duty on the hill. The hillside that once felt like paradise now seemed like the most boring place in the entire world to him. Day after day, the same routine repeated, and the young shepherd grew more restless, searching to break it. One quiet afternoon, as the boy lay on the grass staring at the cloudless sky, an idea popped into his head. He remembered how the villagers had warned him about dangerous wolves that lurked in the nearby wilderness. They had told him to cry out loud if he ever spotted danger, and they would all come running to help him. A sly smile spread across the boy's face as he imagined the excitement of seeing villagers rush up the hill. His heart began to beat faster with anticipation. He stood up slowly and brushed the grass from his clothes. He looked down at the peaceful village below. The farmers were working hard in their fields under warm sun. The women were hanging laundry to dry, and little children were playing happily together near the old well. Everything was calm and ordinary. But not for long, the boy thought to himself, eyes sparkling with mischief. The shepherd boy took a deep breath, cupped his hands around his mouth, and screamed at the top of his lungs. His voice echoed across the valley and reached the village below. The peaceful scene transformed into chaos. Farmers dropped their tools, women abandoned chores, and even the elderly grabbed whatever they could find. They ran up the hill as fast as their legs could carry them, their faces filled with worry and determination. When they finally arrived, gasping for breath and ready to fight, they found the boy laughing on the ground. The sheep were grazing peacefully nearby, and there was no wolf in sight anywhere on the quiet green hillside. The villagers looked around in confusion, then stared at the boy with very disappointed and frustrated eyes. They scolded him gently and warned him to never play such tricks again before slowly walking back down. But the shepherd boy did not feel sorry at all. Instead, he felt more alive than he had felt in many weeks. The rush of excitement, the running footsteps, the worried faces of the villagers, it had all been so thrilling. As he watched them return to the village, he could barely contain his giggles and laughter inside his chest. The afternoon suddenly seemed less boring, and his lonely spot on the hillside felt almost interesting again. He replayed the scene in his mind over and over, remembering every detail of his successful and amusing prank. The boy convinced himself that no real harm had been done. Everyone got exercise, and he got entertainment. He lay back on the soft green grass, feeling very clever and satisfied. The sheep continued grazing nearby. Already, the boy was wondering when he might try this very amusing and exciting trick once again very soon. Several days passed, and the familiar boredom returned to the shepherd boy even stronger than it was before. The memory of his prank kept replaying in his mind, tempting him to recreate that exciting moment once more. Finally, he could resist no longer. Once again, his desperate cries for help echoed loudly through the valley. Once again, the loyal villagers abandoned their work and rushed to his aid as fast as they possibly could. This time, even more people came, armed with pitchforks, axes, and wooden clubs, ready for a fierce battle. But once again, they found only a laughing boy and peaceful sheep scattered across the quiet green meadow. This time, the villagers were not just disappointed, but truly angry. Their faces turned red with frustration. They warned the boy harshly that lies would lead to terrible consequences, but their words fell on deaf ears. The villagers returned to their homes with heavy hearts and growing suspicion about the young shepherd boy. Around dinner tables that evening, families discussed the shepherd boy and his foolish pranks with concern. The elders shook their heads sadly, remembering a time when children respected their duties and valued honesty. Trust, once given so freely, was beginning to fade away. The villagers no longer believed in the boy at all. Some villagers declared they would never run up that hill again, no matter how desperately the boy cried out. Others hoped he had learned his lesson and would behave from now on, but everyone still felt very doubtful. The boy remained completely unaware of the harm he had caused. He did not understand the true value of trust. His innocent prank had planted seeds of doubt that would soon grow and bring very bitter results for him. Then one cold evening, as dark clouds gathered overhead and long shadows grew across the quiet green meadow, something emerged from the edge of the dark forest. Two yellow eyes gleamed with hunger in the fading light. A real wolf stepped out from between the twisted dark trees. Its gray fur bristled in the cold, chilly wind. Its sharp fangs glistened with anticipation. The wolf had been watching the sheep for days, waiting patiently. Now, with the sun setting and the forest providing cover, the perfect moment to strike had finally arrived. The predator moved silently through the tall grass, getting closer and closer to the unsuspecting sheep flock. The sheep, sensing danger too late, began to stir nervously. Their bleating grew louder with growing fear. The peaceful meadow that witnessed so many false alarms was about to face a very real and dangerous threat. The shepherd boy saw the wolf and felt his blood turn to ice. This was no game, no prank, no trick at all. A real predator was stalking his sheep, its hungry yellow eyes fixed on the terrified flock huddled nearby. The boy screamed with all his might, his voice cracking with genuine terror and complete, total desperation. He begged for help, pleading for someone to save him and his sheep. His cries echoed down to the village. But this time, no one came running to help. The villagers heard his screams and simply shook their heads. Some villagers even laughed bitterly, convinced it was just another foolish lie. Doors remained closed tightly. Life in the village continued as normal. Tools stayed in hands, and no one moved to help the boy at all. On the hillside, the boy watched in horror as the wolf grew bolder. He realized the terrible price of his lies. The wolf attacked without any mercy, scattering the flock across the darkening meadow in every direction. The shepherd boy could do nothing but watch helplessly as his sheep fled, their terrified cries filling the air. When the beast finally disappeared back into the dark shadows of the forest, the damage was already done. Several sheep were gone forever, and the boy's heart was completely shattered into a million broken pieces. Tears streamed down his face as he realized the devastating truth. His lies had cost him everything he had. He had lost not just his sheep, but also the trust and respect of everyone who had once believed in him. That night, as he walked home alone through the cold darkness, he understood a lesson he would never forget. A liar will not be believed, even when speaking the truth. He finally learned the precious value of honesty.